we were talking about detectives, and I would like to know if you have heard before or if you have read before a book or heard a story whose main character was a detective. And the fictional detectives are characters in detective fiction. Millions of fans around the world have followed the stories of these fictional detectives for many years, particularly in detective novels and short stories. Now, as you can see here, we have some detective characters from famous literature. We have four characters of detectives. Maybe you have heard or read before of them. And the first one is Sherlock Holmes. Second one is Hercule Poirot. Third one is Nancy Drew. And the fourth one is Jessica Fletcher. All of these detective characters from famous literature were created by specific authors. Maybe you would like to do a little research of each one of them. Now, thinking about you, what if you, what kind of picture comes to your mind when you think of a detective? What if we ask you to describe your own detective? And try to create your own detective in order to have your reader's imagination, like to capture the reader's imagination. What if you try this at home? Maybe you would like to draw a picture or maybe write a short paragraph that describe your own detective. What if you try this? Okay? And if you were to create your own detective, then think, what would she look like, or what would they wear? What kind of detective equipment would they have? All of that, try to recreate it in a draw or in a paragraph. Now we have reached to the end of this first Accelium lesson, which is called problem solving. And every time we get to the conclusion of every session, we're going to have like a toolbox. Imagine a toolbox at the beginning of this session. Maybe it was empty, but now it is not empty, it is full, because throughout thinking games, you have learned important things, important skills. And one of the most important things that we learned was the detective method. Can we make a review of it? Well, in the step number 1 of the detective method, we need to define our main objective. Every time that we have a problem, we use the detective method to solve it. Step number 1, define our main objective. Step number 2, identify obstructive factors. And step number 3, break down the problems into secondary objectives. Now your toolbox is not empty anymore. It has new tools, and that is what it is going to happen every time that you finish a mind lab or an Accelium lesson in this case. So goodbye, thank you for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed this problem solving lesson. So see you next time.